With each passing day, Donald Trump tries to outdo himself to prove that he is in fact dumber than George W. Bush could have ever dreamt of being. Now, as somebody who covered the Bush administration, we really didn't think it could get dumber than that. This man would go up to a podium, make up his own words, say things that we all knew weren't true, just nonsensical patterns of speech that led nowhere. And yet then comes this very stable genius, Donald Trump, who has at every turn proven that he is even dumber than that guy we had in office from starting with the 2000 election. But what Trump did this week proves beyond a doubt that, yeah, he really is one of the dumbest presidents we have ever had, certainly the dumbest in my lifetime. Trump actually got on Twitter earlier this week and told American citizens to not buy American. Do not buy American goods from American companies if they do any of their manufacturing in China, or if they get any parts from China that have been tariffed to hell and back at this point. Avoid them altogether, and then you, the American consumer, no longer have to pay the tariffs. And then it's just China paying them. For the 1 millionth time, China's not paying the tariffs, okay? Now, they may have to pay some, and that money goes to the Treasury. U.S. businesses bringing in those products also have to pay part of the tariffs. But both countries, China and U.S. businesses actually, they make up for it by increasing the cost to consumers. So they get their money back. So they don't lose anything. We, the consumers, do. And now that Trump understands that everybody else in the country already knew this and he's just now learning it because he's such a moron, now he's like, oh crap, what do I do? I know, don't buy goods in America. Quite literally the dumbest response to the dumbest problem we've ever seen a U.S. president create. Because let's also not forget that Trump 100% created this problem. He created it on his own because he doesn't understand how trade works, how economics work, or how the United States work, or how capitalism in the United States works. This man, honest to God, didn't understand that. And here he is, calling the shots on it, screwing us all over. But really, look, here's the tweet. Completely avoided if you buy from a non-tariffed country or you buy the product inside the USA, the best idea. That's zero tariffs. Many tariffed companies will be leaving China for Vietnam and other such countries in Asia. That's why China wants to make a deal so badly. Again, though, U.S. companies, a lot of them are really dependent on goods that come from China. And it's not just China. It's all these other countries he's mentioned as well. You take a look at your cell phone. Do you think it's just American-made goods and Chinese-made goods in there? No. You've got goods from all over the planet that found their way into that little phone in your pocket. The jacket that you're wearing wasn't just made in one place. All the different little pieces of it come from one place or another. And they're all put together somewhere else to be shipped somewhere else to sold somewhere else. This truly is a global economy. It's not just China and just the United States, and Trump doesn't seem to understand that. It would be damn near impossible for a U.S. consumer to go out there and completely boycott any product that has any kind of Chinese part, piece, or fabric in it. First of all, we don't even know. That would require extensive research to actually find things that have none of that in it. Research that I'm willing to bet zero Americans are willing to do. But Trump is desperate at this point because he knows the charade is up. He's still lying to us, obviously, that, China wants a deal. China doesn't want a deal. They did want a deal, but then they realized you lied to them, and so they backed out of that deal because you came to the table already prepared to lie your ass off. They weren't going to deal with that. They can withstand it. We cannot. They, as a country, may not be as concerned about what's happening to their citizens. We as a country always thought we did care, but apparently we don't. Or at least Trump doesn't, the guy calling the shots. People are going bankrupt. People are losing their businesses. And every time American citizens get paid, we're seeing more and more of that paycheck go towards the same goods that we were purchasing before, yet they now all have higher prices. Oh, and back to the one point too, about just buy only American-made goods, is that reports have also shown that American-made goods that actually don't rely on any Chinese parts, the prices on those have actually gone up as well, because American companies don't want their prices to be seen as inferior. So they're actually just raising them to match the price of the tariff goods. We're getting screwed every way you look at it, even by those homegrown, American-made companies. Everybody is out to screw consumers, and at this point, unfortunately, it looks like nobody is out there looking out for us. Thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.